Welcome back to another episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival. Since the first episode, due to forgetting to start my recording software, so I lost a lot of gameplay. So to catch up, we have been exploring and collect as much resources as possible, and I also found my way to the UCC Heidleberg. I have decided that I am going to use half of this POI as a main base on this planet. The Heidelberg is part of the missions after the Robinson Protocol, but this mission was lost when I forgot to turn on my recording software. I am starting out salvaging the base and also any damaged sections. I want to make this airtight. It's not as important on this planet, but vital on planets without breathable air. As well as salvage some of these blocks, I will repair and upgrade others. But I needed to replace some, due to them being a different shape that I require. I need this as flat as possible to make it easier to lay the new foundation. And in case you just noticed, I now have armor. I crafted it during the mission and put it on here at the Heidelberg. I also found a better salvage tool, so we'll use that sparingly until I can craft or find some recharges for it. I will repair this block and keep the elevator above. I will use that to access a higher level on the base I build. Now, back to salvaging. Oh yes. I will have to sort that damage out. Once I set up a basic base here, I will be on the Xyrix radar, so we'll start getting attacked. So I better get cracking with this. I also managed to salvage an armor locker and some medical equipment, but there are still more useful items to grab. And I also added a few cargo containers to the craft I found, and a tree salvager. Yes, I know it looks ugly, but I will alter the look eventually. No promises that it will look good. Oh, a nice thruster. These will come in useful later on, even in parts they are useful. Now to place my core and claim the ship. I want this in a nice safe place, and may move it later on. Once you claim a POI, you can press P when looking at it and change things via the control panel. Remember to make sure that you change it from public to private, otherwise when salvaging you end up with just parts and not complete items. Tip: if you're worried about base attacks, set it back to public. The attacks tend not to happen as much then. Once you own the POI, you can use the control panel and devices tab to look for cargo boxes. You can then loot the boxes from here. Another way is press F4 and that brings up logistics. You can then loot from there. Even though you can access the cargo from here, there can be hidden container, which you have to manually find to loot. I may as well loot what I can, before salvaging. It will make it go quicker in the end. I placed some fresh items in one of the fridges. I forgot that there is currently no generator on this POI, so the fridges are not working. Duh. Time to rename one of the cargo boxes and then use that to store any more salvage. It still hasn't clicked that there is no generator working currently. Now to move the items from the wedge, that's the name I'm going to call this craft, into the new cargo box and fridge. It's a good idea to build and install a Wi-Fi unit on any of your ships and bases. It makes it so much easier to transfer items between areas. Now where is that large constructor? It is here somewhere, and it will allow me to build more advanced items. There it is. Once I access it, you will be able to see that I can now build more things. But of course, I must unlock them first in the tech tree. Now I need to unlock some more items in the tech tree. I also need to do more explorations and salvaging to get more points and levels, to enable me to unlock even more. As you play the game, you will decide what items you wish to unlock first. They could be totally different than what I'm choosing here. And this is where it clicked. I do not have a working generator in this base. Better rethink this idea. I had better check the fridge. Still not sunk in yet. Sometimes I'm just so slow at catching on. All I had to do was select the Devices tab and scroll to the very top. It highlights there what is required. Yep. Until I sort that out, better put the fridge items back in the wedge. So now, time to do a bit of housekeeping and then start to create some wooden blocks for my build. I will use the small constructor in the wedge for this. While they are crafting, back to the Heidleberg to continue my plan. To repair and salvage and build. To upgrade the blocks, it requires different materials, so I better get some from my input box. You can also link into a container or cargo box and then put items on your second quick access bar. This allows you to hold more than you can in your backpack. Press the T key on the keyboard to swap between access bars. As you can see, the second bar is a different color. And now to start filling in the space I have made. If my brain had been working at this point, I could have used my drone to build from a better angle. I will clear more of the old metal and replace it with wood for the time being. Eventually I will replace it all with steel blocks, but until I get more resources and get the generator powered up, wood will have to do. I had better repair the items I damage as I go along, so I don't forget. There are many different shapes and sizes for the blocks you craft. It takes a bit of time to wrap your head around all the angles you can use. I will need to move my temp base, just so I can finish the ramp. Yes, the wedge does look ugly, but it has its uses. And this is where we are going to leave this episode. I will continue with my build off camera and hopefully should have a lot done for our next episode. Thank you for watching and please stay safe. Catch you later, Commanders.